Stop and picture this. You're a competitor in a deadly fight for the chance to wish for anything you desire, and one of your opponents is yourself? The Holy Grail War of the Fate series is absolutely synonymous with bloodshed. It's not a total win or die, but it's close, around 60%, which is still too high for me. Today I'm going to be talking about how the main character of Fate actually ended up being a supporting character too. Pretty wonky stuff, and it does involve some time slippage, but it's one of the things that puts the Fate series in my top 10. Now, before we jump in, I have to give credit where it's due. By now, y'all should know that growing up, I only watched Sailor Moon. I caught bits and pieces of Inuyasha and other Toonami shows, but Sailor Moon was the only anime I'd seen every episode of. Well, at least the ones legally available in the US. Now, when I got to college, a really good friend of mine told me I should watch Fate Zero because he thought that the fight scenes and graphics were beautifully animated. I said, you know what? Why not? So I watched Fate Zero, and it became the first anime outside of Sailor Moon that I fully watched. So honestly, that recommendation is how I became an anime fan, because prior to this, if it wasn't Sailor Moon, I wasn't watching it. I've lost touch with this friend, but wherever you are, if you were to ever see this, I hope that both sides of your pillow always stay cold. If you are a fellow Fate fan, then go ahead and tap that like button. Since I watched the prequel series first, Fate Zero, both unintentionally and unknowingly, I got to see the story unfold in order, learning about the adoptive father of today's topic, Shirou Emiya. So we're going to actually start with the 5th Holy Grail War, which is what's seen in the Fate Stay Night series. And in this series, Shirou summons King Arthur, the Saber-class servant, just like his father once did, and one of his rivals, Ren Tosaka, summons the Archer-class servant known as Emiya. Right away, their dynamic feels strange. Archer is cold and distant towards Shirou, and the other heroic spirits treat him oddly. But why? Before we can answer why, let's talk a little bit about Shirou. He despises the Holy Grail War and only gets involved after witnessing 2 servants fight. Because non-participants aren't supposed to see the battles or even know that it's going on, he becomes a target. Lancer stabs him and Ren saves him using a powerful jewel. Remember that detail because it's important later. So after almost dying, Shirou summons Saber and becomes determined to win the war so that tragedies like the fire that killed his parents after the 4th Holy Grail War never happen again. He wants to stop anyone from using the Grail for destruction. Shirou lets everyone, and us, the viewers, know that his ultimate goal is to become a hero of justice and save as many people as possible. Now that sounds noble, right? Not exactly, because next we have to meet Emiya. He is not a proper spirit like the other spirits summoned for the war. He's from an alternate timeline, and in that world, Shirou made a contract with the world, a personification of the planet's collective will, to become a counter guardian, which is essentially a tool that preserves humanity by eliminating threats, even if it means killing people. Now, Archer Emiya was summoned through a jewel catalyst belonging to Ren Tosaka. Gilgamesh frequently mocks him as a faker, since Archer's signature ability, Unlimited Blade Works, lets him copy weapons instead of wielding originals. And since by this point no one could tell by the name, we later learned that Archer Emiya is actually the future version of Shirou Emiya. Where do you think Shirou really went wrong with his ideology? All right, so let's connect all of the dots since I've given you the background and we got everybody squared away. Number 1, when Ren saved Shirou after being stabbed, he kept that jewel. This same jewel that future Emiya has was the actual catalyst that summoned him, not the one that Ren still had at the time of his summoning. Number 2, after losing his parents in the 4th War's fire, Shirou was adopted. He despised the Holy Grail War but was dragged into it. Once involved, he vowed to win only so he could prevent anyone else from using the Grail's power destructively. Number 3, throughout the 5th War, Shirou stubbornly clings to his ideal of saving everyone, no matter the cost. Number 4, Archer Emiya once faced a conundrum in his past. To save 100 lives, he made a contract with the world, becoming a hero of miracles and after death, a heroic spirit. His sacrifice backfired when he was branded a traitor and executed. Yet even then, he never hated humanity, but unfortunately, he became a weapon bound to protect mankind through killing. Number 5, Bound by this contract that he made with the world, Archer Emiya is trapped in a cycle of killing to preserve the world, forced to act against his original ideas of saving everyone. Number 6. Over time, Archer Emiya comes to believe that his only way to escape, the only way of releasing himself from eternal torture, is solving the grandfather's paradox of sorts. If he can kill his younger self before the contract is ever made, the contradiction might erase his existence entirely. Number 7. He's summoned into the 5th Holy Grail War, the very war where his past self, Shirou Emiya, is still fighting to save everyone. So where exactly did Shirou go wrong? After losing his parents, his obsession with saving everyone, anyone, everybody turned self-destructive. That same obsession shaped the future Archer Emiya, who was forced to betray his ideals over and over and over again until they finally meet as enemies. There are 3 routes in Fate Stay Night, which we'll have to cover another time because Fate is a very convoluted franchise. But at the end of each, the potential for Shirou to become Archer still exists. The difference is that it's no longer inevitable. It's just one possible outcome, but it's near zero. Now, hopefully I didn't lose you in the paradox, but now you can see exactly why Shirou becomes Archer Emiya, because he wanted to save everybody. I do recommend that you give this show a watch so you can see how all the pieces come together for yourself. It's definitely very fascinating and interesting to watch the entire Fate series, so I highly recommend. The Holy Grail War brought out the worst of everybody, so check out my video on the scariest servant master pair of them all. And don't forget to subscribe. When one arc ends, another one begins. See you next time.